Yes. Trippy rant. Haven't had a trippy rant for time. Alright, we're talking about cosmology, the life delusion, and delusional disorder. These are three things that we need to be aware of in these times as we head towards the end game for this world. When I say world, we're talking about well, how can I show you? Let's first of all consider what we mean by world. Every world is a trivial solution. Every man sees the world a different way. Like I told you, the grass looks green on the other side. The glass looks green or red depending on what side you're looking. Those who know what I mean, you know what I said. Yeah, so for example, take this box, yeah? If I say to you, which arrow is pointing into the page, like you're going into the page, both arrows will be going into the page. There are sometimes when you think the top arrow is going into the page, there's other times when you think the bottom arrow is going into the page, but they're both going into the page at the same time. If you was to see it one way or the other, you'll be right either way. If you was to say it's the top one and the bottom, or the bottom one, you'll be right either way. Yeah, so that's like wave function superposition, isn't it? Yeah, both are true at the same time. Yeah, you can't separate them. Yeah, but that goes into the topology and dimensions, where you have a three-dimensional object on a two-dimensional one, or four-dimensional on a three, whatever causes it, we don't know. Yeah, so and I'll give you another example. For example, if you look at, if I was to ask you, do x plus y, and what value do you get? Yeah. No, add x plus y to get 10, and then I was to tell you, add 2x plus 2y to get 20. Find x and y. You could say x is 1 and y is 9. You could say x is 2 and y is 8. Either way, x and y can be different values. If somebody came in and said, well, for me, x is 3 and y is 7. Yeah? You say, well, that's correct. And everyone says, okay, for me, x is 5 and y is 5. You said, okay, that's correct. So they're different, but they're all right at the same time. Yeah? So nobody can say you that the way you see the world is wrong. The way you see it is also valid. Yeah? It's right, and the way another person sees it is also right. Because if somebody says to you, what are the chances of this man surviving into his 80s, 90s with the way he looks at life? There's some people who don't get it, who don't get past 17. And so you got to look at who's right and who's wrong, and there's many people who are right and many people who are wrong. So you can't just say we're going to have to do it one way. You can't just say that the way I see the world is the way I want everyone in the whole world to see it. You can't do that, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. So those people who are promoting an ideology, a narrative, and says our narrative is the only one that's right, you can't do that. Yeah? Your narrative mixes all these different variables at different settings, different values for x and different values for y. But we can use different values of x and y and still come up with the truth. Yeah? So you can't just tell us that your mix, your blend, is the only thing we have to be believing in these times. Yeah? So, for example, when you look at me, I'm not that big now, I lost a bit of weight. I'm 92 kilograms, yeah? But I just spark off in it, you know. That's 100k. 100 kg, yeah? I'm 92 kilograms, that's 100 kg. People would have told me that's far crazy. You can't be 100 kilograms and you're doing 100 kg on this front row. You can't do that. Yeah, but I did. You can't tell me what's right and what's wrong. Yeah? You could say, what's 100 kilograms? What does that feel like? Yeah? To me, I can say it feels as light as a feather. Yeah? Because I'm breathing. So, with the solutions that we have to life, let's get back to that. Yeah? the way I have a narrative, yeah, and it just works. I got different values for X and different values for Y, but I keep coming up with the right answer. Now, I know I'm delusional, but if the delusion you have keeps giving you the right answer, yeah, then that's also a trivial solution to life. So, but that's the delusion of mine, you know? I don't want to see the world the way another man sees it, because the way I see it also works, you know? Yeah? So that's about respecting yourself and just loving yourself to that extent and saying, well, okay, I'm going to respect the way I see the world. Even though some people will tell me that it's delusional, I'm going to make it work. Yeah? And it works for me. I've never appreciated what 100 kilograms feels like. I empty my space of the notion. So to me, I don't know, it could be as light as a feather, as heavy as alligator leather, I don't know. Look, I just pick it up because I know I just pick it up. I just pick it. Yeah? So the way you see the world, yeah? If you've managed to live this long, I'm over 40 years old, it works. Yeah? And you can't let people tell you, I mean, if you're delusional, the only life itself is a delusion. Yeah? Like I told you, yeah? There's people who see faces on Mars. One day, I just saw a lecture on YouTube, online, and they had a debunking of one of the faces on Mars. But the debunked picture still has the outline of a face. It looks like somebody whose helmet and mask blew wide open, like, and you could see like the helmet split open, and it was trying to breathe out Martian air, and his eyes. It looks like that. So even the debunk still looks like a face to me. So, but listen, the way you see the world, yeah, as long as it's working for you and you've survived, you know, I mean, there's always people who was worse than you, because there's people who died out of misadventure or out of seeing the world the wrong way. At least you haven't made those mistakes and you're still alive. So for another man to come and say, nah, the way you see it is wrong, blood. You can't demoralize someone to that extent. Yeah, so they have to respect our narrative. Yeah, I mean, the narrative that got the human race to this point, you can't disrespect it like that. All right, so I just wanted to leave you with that. Yeah, just believe in the way you see things. If it's worked for you this long, then it's right. Because look, the narrative I have, I won't reveal too much of that, but I can predict with it, and I still come up with the same right answer that they have. But yet, the meaning is different, but the solution is still the same. So I'm not going to reveal too much of that. Anyway, let me just leave you with that inspiration.